Let's begin by looking at all the ingredients and the equipment that you'll need to make this recipe. So let's take a look at the ingredients that I have in front of me. So I've got 4 different bowls here of 4 different vegetables, and I've cut them into strips as you can see. So I've got broccoli as well as the stalks, carrot, mixed peppers and onion. Besides these, I have salt and pepper to season. I'm also going to be using rapeseed oil just to fry off these vegetables. But the special star of the show will be the spice mix that comes with the noodles. So this is Koka noodle mix. I got these packets of spicy stir-fried Koka noodles from Home Bargains. And then I have a frying pan and then also a saucepan where I'm going to boil the noodles in. Let's begin by cooking the noodles first. So there's instructions on the back of the pack. But remember to take out the seasoning powder and the seasoning oil. We are not going to be adding this in until the very end. First, we'll need to begin by cooking the noodles so they're ready at the same time as our stir fry. First, begin by adding some oil into your frying pan or wok. Make sure your hob is on a high heat. Into your frying pan, you add the broccoli as well as its stalks. This will take the longest to cook, so that's why we add it in first. Make sure your frying pan or wok is on a high heat. I'm going to do that for the noodles as well. So you can see I've got it on a number 9. That's the highest my hob can go. And just fry it off. To that, we're going to be adding the next hardest vegetable, which is the carrot that I've got cut into strips. And we're going to make sure that both of them are well mixed together so that they cook evenly just by stir frying around the frying pan. So after I can see the carrots are softening, I'm going to add the peppers in. So this will take the third longest to cook in my lineup of vegetables. Lastly, we'll go in the onions. So I'm just going to stir fry that around again for maybe half a minute and then add in the onions lastly. Time to turn the hob off so the noodles can cool down because it would have been cooked already. So if you take the lid off and look, it should look like this. It should be a little bit more translucent than it was at the beginning. So back to the stir fry mixture now. So I'm going to add the onions lastly. This is going to be the last of the vegetables that I have. I'm going to make sure my vegetables aren't completely soft but still retain some of their crunch. Last but certainly not the least is this rotisserie chicken that I got from Costco. So since the chicken is already cooked, I'm just going to take parts of the breast, shred it just with 2 forks, and then add it to my stir fry mixture. So I've taken half of the breast, and then I've shredded it up and added it to my stir fry mixture. So I'm just going to give that a little fry as well, but it's already cooked so it doesn't need much. This is optional, but you can add some freshly ground pepper and some salt for seasoning. So it's completely up to you and your taste how much salt you put in. But bear in mind there will be seasonings in the seasoning oil as well as the seasoning powder that we use at the very end that came with the noodles originally. First, I'm going to drain my noodles, make sure there's no moisture in there at all. because we're going to add that to the stir fry mixture. So take your drained noodles and add it to your stir fry mixture. It's really essential that you make sure there's no water in there at all, otherwise it becomes a soggy mess. To these noodles, I'm going to add the seasonings that came with the noodles. First, the seasoning powder, and then the seasoning oil. We're going to put the spatula aside for now, and we're going to use the spaghetti spoon, just so it's easier to mix and grab the noodles with the seasoning mix and the vegetables as well, but mostly for the noodles because it's terribly difficult if you have a flat spatula. So after you mix it, it's all done. So you have a great dinner recipe that's relatively cheap and very fast to make once you've got the hang of it. I hope you enjoy this recipe. I hope you make it at home, and leave me comments below on what other recipes you'd like me to film. Have a great day. See you later.